Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here today. We're going to take a quick look at Scrt. I got a ton of requests here from my community members to go ahead and jump on in here and check this out for you guys. So thank you so much for the request. And if you're new to the channel, not a financial advisor, I just have years of trading experience. My goal is to help you become more of an effective trader. I have a trading community if you'd like to check that out. Link in the description below. I actually send signals out for every single trade that I take, and we're all building a very, very profitable portfolio. That being said, moving forward here, taking a look at the one-day chart for Bitcoin, we always look at this first. And what we're looking at here, of course, is a strong support level at 60,000, but there is a support channel between 58 and 60, and of course 65 to 66,000 for the resistance channel as well. Price is pretty much right in between, splitting the difference. We'll see what happens here soon. Moving on to Scrt, let's take a quick look at the moving averages. Well above there, doesn't really matter. We are above 70 on the RSI right now at this point, so just bear that in mind. It could likely continue to increase, but we'll look at the Fibonacci retracement here soon, kind of see how much more potential it does have. But again, any price over 70 on the one-day chart can oftentimes lead to a retracement. Doesn't always happen. Obviously, we saw this here recently where it just took complete control, went up to 90 plus on the RSI. Not a big deal. Okay, so again, just something to pay attention to. Oftentimes, it's advantageous to consider maybe trimming your position on the one-day chart if the the RSI is up over 70. We did have a MACD convergence here recently, 3 days ago. We can see that there as well, pretty obvious, but not much else to really note here on the one-day chart. Let's look at the 4-hour, kind of see what's going on. And as we can see, the previous resistance working as a support level here. That was the all-time high previously, I believe, for Scrt. And we'll take a look here at this guy and see what Fibonacci has to tell us. So it should be kind of in line with what I think 618. Yeah, 0.618 is a pretty consistent Fibonacci line. So just note that that's always fairly reliable. 786, we can go ahead and mark that as well. That should be a good support level here moving forward, just in case we were to lose that, the price were to come back down. So all in all, that's kind of what we're looking at here for Fib. In fact, why don't we just take a peek at the big picture here as well, kind of throw this out here also. If this continues, just say to increase and then do another kind of rinse and repeat, right? It consolidates down closer to support, right at about what, 0.0025. Then what we'll see is the price come all the way back up to about what, 9.8. So in that case here, 9.8. And I'm sorry, I misspoke. It was 7. 7 even is what the support level is right now. Okay, so the price comes down, just say bounces off support, then we could see the price come upwards of about 9.8. I would say $10 within the next month or two. So by year end, $10 is very realistic here for Scrt. Big picture, probably a lot higher. We can't really forecast that yet without just kind of guessing based on the fact that Fibonacci only goes so high on the current data, right? But obviously it's performed very well in the past, and I think that it's gonna be a really good performing coin in the future. So be on the lookout for what this thing has to offer. Now what we want to look at here next is the 1-hour chart and kind of see where the Ishimoku cloud is at. I mean, big surprise, it's up over the cloud. But here's a great thing. The price is actually working, the cloud's working as a support level. So it's really cool when the price travels into the cloud, it's been working as a support. You can see that on a lot of bullish momentous trends, which basically just means if this price were to retrace back down here, the cloud would be kind of increasing here. And if it basically works as a support level on the cloud again, it'll continue to push the price action up higher and continue to test those new Fibonacci retracement lines. So pretty cool stuff here. So this is actually working out favorably for Scrt, definitely doing really well, all things considered, because if you look at the last hour for Bitcoin, yes, it increased, but it's tapering off, whereas, Scrt is not. And that's a good sign, right? Oftentimes when coins like this continue outside of Bitcoin's momentum, it's a very, very good sign that independence from Bitcoin, so to speak. Again, it is fairly well reliant on Bitcoin still, right? Bitcoin drops to 55,000 a day, then Scrt will also taper off and essentially lose support. However, pending Bitcoin doesn't fall off the face of the earth here tomorrow and just do a complete nosedive, this should continue to average itself out right around 7 to 730, right in that range there. I'm willing to speculate the price is going to kind of average out right in this range. And here's the reason why I think that. If we look at TD sequential, we can see that we're well into overtime right now. Basically just means when you see anything past a 9, there's a strong likelihood it's going to go sideways and a retrace. This is what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're 6 candles in to that time frame. So oftentimes when we see this, this highlighted portion, these bright candlesticks, that basically tells us that we're kind of over exaggerated, right? We have a too high of a standard deviation. It's outside of that volume weighted average price, and it essentially is, pushing the price action higher, which is good, but the higher it goes, the more likely it is to come back down, okay? Just keep that in mind. We need to have a good, healthy bull run, and you'll see this in all my videos if you are new. For example, I always, practice. I try to preach what I practice here. In other words, I always try to look for coins that have a good pattern, right? Healthy up over pattern. That's a kind of a staircase pattern, so to speak. But if this just continues to go up, then we'll see it come down even stronger, right? So you have to have a period of consolidation between each run. Therefore, without it, you're going to have kind of there's this natural gravity of trading. It's going to retrace inevitably based on that alone. So we can see here, nice little consolidation periods between each increase. This one is increased without consolidation so far. That's the reason why I feel it's going to come back down, so to speak. And if we look at the 4-hour chart, we're getting probably pretty close to as well. We're at a 7 on TD sequential. It basically just tells us that if we do have any more momentum, right, it still continues to push upwards. We're looking at no more than 2 hours worth of, two 4-hour candlesticks, no more than 8 hours worth of bullish momentum in the next, in the near future, if you will, right? So, me personally being more of a conservative trader, I prefer to go with what I see here. And what I see here is that this is a bit on the overextended side. It's not going to, not to say it's not going to continue to go up much higher, but will it hit 10, 20, 30? No, not at all. At best, we might see $8 and then a retrace from there. But we'd much rather see the price go sideways and consolidate from here so it can leg up again easier, because the higher something goes and the quicker it falls down, the longer it takes to recover, right? We saw that with Bitcoin, sub 30,000. As soon as it hit that, of course, it ramped up, but it took a couple of months for that significant sell-off, that 50% sell-off retracement to recover. It's just something to note. So here, anything else we can extract here? Let's take a quick look at SMA. Yeah, we're good on that as well, so it's going to work as a support. So all in all, I see some really good things here. The last thing I want to maybe identify would be see if we have a volume profile here. And yeah, according to the last, how many days is this? This is about roughly 2 weeks. So the last 2 weeks, we can see there's a pretty strong support at about $5.40. Okay, so that's a secondary support outside of the ones we've already drawn. So heaven forbid the price were to retrace and just say Bitcoin goes 55,000 tomorrow. If that were the case, then we will see this retrace, probably likely no lower than $5.40, because that's where the most amount of volume has occurred in the last 2 weeks, and therefore created a strong support level. All right, so back to my summarization here, I would say big picture, Scrt will definitely have a pretty considerable increase, right? We already looked at Fibonacci lines within the next 2 to 4 weeks. We're looking at a strong likelihood of seeing closer to $10. I think it was 930, but right now we're looking at 759. So that would be about a 25% increase roughly in about a month's time. That's pretty solid. It's pretty good. I think that's very likely. Again, this is pending Bitcoin success. I do feel like Bitcoin may have a little bit less or a little bit more propensity for selling off. I think we still have a little bit more consolidation / retracement in place, just based on the fact that it's been, it was so high for so long. I think we're going to see something happen soon. But that's just my guess, of course. I hope I'm wrong there and Bitcoin just continues to increase. That'd be fantastic for everyone, including the altcoins like this. So if you found benefit, please like and subscribe, of course. Check out my Patreon community where I send out signals for every single trade that I take. And more importantly, it's an awesome trading community. We're all learning and growing together, building our portfolios, and you have a really high success rate myself, and I really love being able to help other people. So looking forward to getting to know you better and helping you out with that as well. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. We'll look forward to seeing you in the next one. Take care.